beating, guys. Oh my god. Welcome to the Sharon project. Yes, I'm getting emotional. So it has been 5 months since I returned back home from South Africa. A lot has been happening, guys, and I don't even know where I'm going to start updating you, but I need to start from somewhere. So let us begin. Welcome to the Joanne Project. If it is your first time here, or welcome. Join the family in this crazy family of ours. It's a lot to address. I need to talk about some things. I need to vent. I need to remove some things from my chest. One of the challenges I'm facing being back home is actually dealing with people's perceptions about, what success is. A lot of people believe that, when you are out of the country, especially Cameroon in particular, that's when you can attain success. I mean, South Africa is such a beautiful country. There's so many opportunities there. So my being there was equated to me most likely going to be more successful. So when I now came back to Cameroon, there's a lot of people that are like, if every other person in Cameroon is experiencing this, who do you think you are? Obviously, you're going to experience the same thing. That should not be the case. We can't put everyone in the same box. And even besides that, what is one's definition of success actually? Because you have people who define success by being in a high income status. You have people who define success by having a lot of material things. And for me, at this stage of my life, I just see success as actually having the kind of life that I'm happy with, the quality of life that I'm happy with. I think we need to start changing our perceptions about what success really is and allowing people to pursue that which makes them happy. And there are so many opportunities in Cameroon and other African countries, but I think it takes one to actually go outside sometimes to see what's out there, and then you see the potential in your own country. I mean, being back in Cameroon, guys, there are so many opportunities here. It is crazy. What's actually wrong with being back home? Yes, there are no jobs. Things are really difficult, but there is still room for growth. There is still room for success. There are a lot of people who are doing great things in this country. So I feel like people need to encourage young people more to be more innovative, to look for things that they can do within the country to sustain themselves. One thing I do encourage is actually travel, because when you travel, you get exposure, you can see how people do things, you can have more ideas and come back into the country and you implement them. So don't get me wrong, I'm not discouraging traveling. If you have a means to travel, definitely do so. But if you have a means to come back home, don't feel fearful because of what people will say. People are going to judge you. People are going to be looking down on you because you are not in the abroad, you're back in Cameroon. Like, who cares what people think? So long as it's what makes you happy, do it. So we are shooting this video on this couch. If I break my bones after that very embarrassing and heated and so unfit, oh my gosh. Anyway, so couch, guys, I was able to get a couch in Yaoundé. If you know what I went through to get this couch, let me gist you. So this is the couch situation. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Yeah, those are my stuff. I'm just eating and doing some work. So this is what the couch looks like. So from the get-go, I knew that I actually wanted to make a couch. I did not want to buy a couch. I wanted to find an artisan who could make me a great couch. I sent a message to someone I know who is very good at making furniture, and I asked him if he can make me this couch. I sent him the picture which you guys are seeing on the screen ahead. Now guys, he came back to me with a list costing of how much it's going to cost to make this couch, and he said it's going to cost my heart, my chest is beating just about to say the amount, 400,000 francs to make this simple grey couch. And yes, I've been out of the country for so long, but I just felt like I was being scammed. I just felt like, really, 400,000 francs to make this couch? That's more or less the maybe the buying price of an already made couch, even though it's still at the higher end of the scale, like super higher end of the scale for just an ordinary grey couch. So I started asking around, to get different price ranges, because the best thing you can do for yourself in this Yaoundé, in this Cameroon, is to find different prices for the same thing. Shop around, you actually understand that people can overprice their stuff to a degree that they actually scam you. So thankfully I was able to find an artisan in a place called Oleza, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. That's a place where they actually sell already made chairs, and you can buy a chair that is already made, or you can find someone there who can actually design you a chair exactly to your specifications. So thankfully I was able to find a gentleman who offered to make this great couch.
Obviously, you know, get friendly who come to your house.
Yes, no. Yes.
Almost 1/5 the price of 400,000 francs. Is my math correct? Yes. Guess what? He finished making this couch in 2 days. He took 2 days. He took 2 days to make this couch. I was so impressed because number one, it looked exactly how I wanted it to look, and number two, he finished in record time. So I definitely kept his contact in case I want to make other chairs in the future.
And hiring a taxi was the best way to get it out of there.
They want to put on top.
They want to put on top.
Ah, okay.
I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I definitely recommend that if you want to make a chair, don't be afraid. There are people who can actually do it for you and at a very good price. Obviously you're not going to pay them peanuts that they will not be able to sustain themselves. Like, pay them well, you know, but then don't allow yourself to be scammed. I would definitely be lying if I say that I'm not feeling some pressure. You've been out of the country for 13 years. You've studied to the level of your PhD that you are presently completing. You've come back into the country, and obviously so many people are expecting you to do great things, big things, mighty and wonderful things, and you're just like, hey, where do I even begin? Like, first I have to adapt to a country I've not been in for so long,
with open holes in the highway the size of a well.
Next, I need to figure out how I'm going to do what I want to do. So the pressure is there, let me not even pretend, but I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. I'm trying to blur out the noise and just focus on what it is that I want to do. It is not easy, guys. I'm not going to lie, it is not easy. If you are facing pressure in any stage of your life, the best thing to do is to find people that actually can encourage you, people that can see what is inside of you, people that can see your potential and pull it out of you. I actually wrote down the list of things that I wanted to update you guys on, and yes, I'm using a pencil liner. What's the next thing that we're supposed to talk about? Malaria. I cannot believe that I got malaria, guys. Like, it was my first time in 10 years getting malaria, and my body was shook. I was like, is this it? Is this how I'm going to go? I was feeling so sick. I was vomiting. My temperature was up. I mean, it was just chaotic. Like, I didn't know what was happening to my body because I have not had malaria in so long. So I went to the clinic to test, and then they told me my diagnosis, fam. But I'm just so glad that it was not critical. I did not get admitted. I was just, given drugs to take, and after a week I was fine. So that's great. But hopefully never again. Can I just tell you that it is made from a tire?
Yes, a tire as in a tire in a car.
I got in contact with an amazing young lady. We actually connected on Twitter, and I saw her work, and I just wanted to share her work on Twitter because she actually makes chairs from tires. She recycles chairs, and then she offered to make me a chair, based on our communication on Twitter and everything. I was so excited, and so we got to meet. I feel like I'm so lost, but she just said keep walking down, so I'm walking down. Sharon is a banker by profession, and in her spare time she's a businesswoman. When I say businesswoman, guys, she has a lot of things that she does. So she decided to start making recycled chairs from tires because she saw obviously that in Cameroon there's so much waste disposal and people don't really know how to manage their waste effectively, and she just decided to focus on tires specifically. So I was really excited to go see more of the work that she does and show you guys.
It needs a lot of energy. See, that's what I was about to ask you, if it's something that is tedious. Somebody like me who does not have a lot of energy, can I do this? No, you cannot. It needs bacon. You can try.
Right now we're just going to finalize the beautiful chair that she designed for me, guys. Like, I wish you could see this chair in person. It is so beautiful.
A few moments later.
Welcome to the Joanne project.
This is perhaps one of the best gifts I've ever received. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Something I'm really learning in this season of my life is not to overshare, because I find that sometimes when you're so passionate about something and you want to do something and you put it out there for all to know and see before you've even implemented it, you have more voices that, you know, try to discourage you or talk you out of it or bring doubts into your mind. And obviously it slows down your progress, it slows down your growth, it makes you question yourself and question that which you know you can do. So in this season of my life, I'm just, you know, trying to work through things in silence or in the background and see them come to fruition before I actually talk about them. And it has actually helped me to be able to focus more. It has helped me to be able to harness, you know, positivity and just push myself, irregardless of what others might say or think. I realized that my skin started improving when I came back home. I know. And I'm going to take you guys back to the previous video I did when I was in South Africa, when I told you that I cut out dairy from my diet and my skin improved. So I think when I came back home, perhaps the kind of foods that I have been eating and the climate as well has been more conducive for my skin. I think especially the fact that I have almost completely taken out dairy from my diet now, because I don't even have cheese. I only have powdered milk, and yeah, that's about it. So I don't actually have breakouts anymore. Yes, I'm putting on foundation now, but I'll show you guys a clear no makeup picture or video of my skin. When I'm not putting on makeup, I don't have breakouts anymore, more just the dark scars from like when I used to have breakouts. And I've gained some weight as well. Look at the double chin. I've gained some weight as well, which is fantastic. So yeah guys, here's to some curves in the near future, hopefully. I think something that I really miss, you know, from when I was in South Africa is actually just constant internet, because I had uncapped Wi-Fi in South Africa for like, I don't know the past how many years that I've been there, but since I came back home and then I got my own apartment, guys, I have not had uncapped Wi-Fi, and that has made me to not be as, you know, productive as I used to be. So I actually had to go and get a Camtel network. Do you call it network? No, Camtel router that could actually help me with my internet usage. I did not get the unlimited Wi-Fi package because yeah, I'm like trying to conserve my funds. And I'm not promoting Camtel or whatever, but I'm just sharing with you guys like my internet usage journey so far. I don't know why I'm calling it the Camtel router, because it just says modem Wi-Fi, but I bought it from Camtel, that's why. Anyway, this router costs 25,000 francs, and then I had to now pay for the Camtel internet service, which was another 20,000 francs. So that's the plan I'm on at the moment, and I've had it now almost for a week. It has been very effective, very fast, and actually I'm able to watch YouTube videos and go on Instagram, which are like the two main apps that takes so much data, and I'm still able to have sufficient for the entire day. So it's been worth it so far. I'm happy so far, and definitely I will continue using it. So I feel like my internet issues have been sorted for now. So the reason why I left South Africa was, you know, first of all because of the isolation, and also because my goals and my dreams and what I actually wanted to do with my life were not so much in that setting. Not because I don't love the country, because it is a beautiful country and there's so many opportunities there, and definitely I will be visiting South Africa multiple times by God's grace, but just the kind of life that I wanted to live was not so much in that kind of an environment. So being back home, I'm really grateful because I find myself in a place where I'm at peace and I feel, you know, some inner joy. Like the smallest things make me happy, guys.
But I'm actually really excited to be experiencing rain in Cameroon after 13 years. Imagine the kind of things I'm excited about. Oh my gosh.
Just climbing on a bike, entering a taxi, you know, walking in the market, feeling free, you know, being able to eat so many different variety of foods, seeing so much potential in terms of financial investments, just seeing the potential in terms of, you know, the future growth, and knowing that okay, you did not really make a mistake coming back home. I'm not obviously where I want to be in terms of implementing my plans and things like that, but for the 5 months that I've been here, I'm definitely content, apart from the malaria, and I'm just taking it one step at a time. I do face a lot of pressure and criticism, like I said, but right now I'm just trying to focus on what I can do one day at a time to take me closer to my dreams. In other news, I got a kitten, guys. Oh my god, I've never ever owned a cat before, but I just felt like, being alone in this house is just going to be somehow boring. Let me just get an animal to make the place a bit lively.
I'm so excited because today I'm going to get a cat. I've never owned a cat before, but I mean, I've really been wanting one since I came to Yaoundé. So it's happening, and I cannot believe that I was just talking about it the other day, and then I went on Twitter and I saw someone post just that they had cats and they did not know what to do with it. So I sent him a message that, please, I've been wanting a cat, if I could have one, I'd be really happy. And just like that, guys, just like that, I'm so excited.
So I slid into his DM and I was like, hey, would you like, me to actually have that kitten?
Get off my laptop! Off, Nima!
So we got talking and he didn't actually stay far from where I was, which is perfect. We met, he gave me the kitten and I called it Nima. That's the little updates that I have pertaining to my animal life updates. I'm even struggling to talk. I found that food in Cameroon, fresh fruits and vegetables in particular, are much cheaper than fruits and vegetables in Cameroon. Whereas your packaged foods like cornflakes or biscuits, those are actually cheaper in South Africa. And I think it is because obviously South Africa has manufacturers that produce foods within the country, whereas in Cameroon, a lot of their packaged foods are actually imported from foreign countries like Germany, France, Belgium. So it's very interesting, and I actually don't spend a lot on grocery per month when it comes to fruits and vegetables. Like, it's really cheap compared to South Africa. But if I start buying, packaged foods and things like that, that's when the prices actually add up. So I think I'm going to do a video about how much I spend in a week on grocery. If you guys would be interested in seeing that video, please, confirm. And similarly to food, in terms of the imports being more expensive, I found that in Cameroon, clothing is extremely more expensive than clothing in South Africa. And again, I think it is because in South Africa, you have a lot of factories that actually manufacture their own clothing. Like, you can go to wholesale shops, factory shops. Most brands in South Africa can actually be made within the country. They have clothing production factories. And so clothes are actually not that expensive in Cameroon. And obviously, in South Africa. And obviously, I'm not talking about designer clothes, because your designer clothes in South Africa are extremely expensive. I'm just talking about everyday clothes that you buy are not as expensive. Clothes and shoes in South Africa are not as expensive compared to clothes and shoes in Cameroon. Guys, can I tell you, clothes and shoes in Cameroon are very expensive. Like, when I go to the market, I see shirts that I could buy in South Africa for 50 rand. They are pricing that same shirt in Cameroon at about 7,000 francs, and I'm like, yo, who are you trying to cheat? I don't even understand. But obviously, again, it is because in Cameroon you don't have clothing manufacturers, like people that can produce ready-made wear. They don't have so many of those. In Cameroon, they have more of importation from Dubai, importation from China, importation from a lot of European countries. So obviously, when they import them into the country, they're a whole lot more expensive because they have to pay their rent, they have to pay their import tax, they have to pay so many different things. So yeah, I really wish that we had more people who would actually launch clothing factories in Cameroon. If you're someone out there in the diaspora or in Cameroon that have the funds to do that, trust me, they need this in this country. We need clothing production factories. We even need factories to produce packaged foods. We need those kind of factories, because what's the point of a country being so blessed with resources, but we're having to import a lot of things that we don't even need to be importing, because we have the resources to make those things, just not the factory. So come on, if you're in the diaspora, if you're in Cameroon and you see this gap, we need you to fill in this gap so that you can save some of us the coins. Life in Cameroon has been a total full package experience so far. I mean, I feel like getting malaria was the stamp on my body that you are back in Cameroon. It was like the official welcome to Cameroon. So I am as Cameroonian as can be right now. And I'm just, walking with God, trusting God, taking it one step at a time, not overwhelming myself with pressure, and obviously hoping to grow this YouTube channel, grow the YouTube channel in terms of the quality of videos I put out there, in terms of meeting new people and telling their stories. I have so many brilliant ideas with this channel, and I just need to pace myself and implement them. Most of all, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this journey. I'm almost getting emotional. Like, it's so strange how you can connect with strangers over the internet and they feel like family, they believe in you, they push you, sometimes even more than people that you know in real life. And yes, I'm getting emotional. So I just want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart, and I hope that I continue to bring you guys the kind of content that you enjoy. So yes guys, definitely like, wow, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. I don't regret coming back to Cameroon. Actually, it is the best decision that I've made in my life so far. I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me go and dry my eyes. Bye.